Hi, my name is Brandon Hitchman. I'm the general manager for Chico Mazda, and today we get to talk about the 2018-2019 Mazda MX-5 RF. We are taking a ride in the 2018 MX-5 RF, commonly referred to as the Miata. And we're doing this because I have had a chance to drive this car for a whopping 1,370 miles or so. I got a chance to kind of feel what it's about. It's a great car, and I wanted to start with driving this because there is a 2019 out that has some enhancements that many people have been interested in. But always start with the root and the basics of it, and then we'll talk about a couple of little changes. So first things first is that great car, fantastic driving, really easily tractable. You know, going from low RPMs, you don't feel like you have to shift a ton in it, which is great when you're doing a day-to-day driving type situation. Sports cars, you know, you tend to have to shift quite a bit. Smaller engines, rev happy, fun, but a little bit of work. This car is not a whole lot of work. You can go ahead and just short shift it, RPMs low, and just cruise along. Very comfortable, good visibility for the most part. Mirrors are where they should be. Everything is where you would expect it to be. Good power, not overwhelming, but that's not what the MX-5 is about. It's not about overwhelming horsepower. It's about just a fun car to drive and enjoy, and the handling of it. Here we are, of course, doing the exact opposite of that and driving in everyday traffic right now, which of course, unfortunately for most of us, is what we're going to be doing 90% of the time when we're in a car, is driving along. And this car does that very well. Clutch operation is easy, smooth, easy to get going down the road without a lot of effort. No jerkiness to it. You don't need to be a great driver to get a lot out of the car. It really does feel easy to drive, and makes you feel like a great driver when you're doing it, regardless of your ability to drive or not. There's always a good thing in a car. All the controls are well laid out. Air conditioning system's easy to use. Everything is where you would expect it to be. Even this sort of funky little pop-up Mazda thing, it's on one hand you look at it and it's sort of distracting. It's sort of like it was oh man, we need something, so let's add it on at the last minute. However, because of the fact that it is, you know, all at gauge level and sort of at eye level, you're able to easily glance over with your eyes, and you don't have to look down to get a view of what's going on there. So whether it be channels or whether it be navigation system, this one hasn't been turned on the navigation side, but whatever the situation is, everything is right there. You're able to go ahead and toggle over and use the controls very easily, which is always a good thing. Here we go, getting on the freeway, which is the fun thing in a sports car, because you're able to go ahead and without breaking any laws, have a little fun. And as you can see, it does so pretty well. You know, revs up well, has enough power, fun to drive, handles well, does everything that what you would expect it to do. So at this point, I think that what we'll do is we'll work our way back to the store, and chance to go ahead and show you the 2019. We can compare and contrast the difference. This is the 2018 we were just driving, and over here is the 2019. And when I said they were the same, I was not kidding. I mean, they're both the exact same vehicle. You have a black roof in the 2019, but other than that, exactly the same as far as looks goes. Now, the one thing that I'll even point out to you is that down to the wheels, both have the black BBS wheels, both have the Brembo brake package. So from a driving experience, it should be exactly the same, right? Coming around the back, again, similar thing. You're looking at black spoiler, exhaust is the same, wheels package is the same, everything's the same. One significant thing to note is this little doohickey here, which is a rear view camera. Okay, I'd love to say that this was done because everyone clamored for it and wanted it, but the reality of it is that all 2019 vehicles are required to have rear view cameras, so there you go, right? I will say, however, though, that particularly in the RF, because it's a retractable fixed roof, this pillar here does get in the way of you looking over your shoulder and being able to see what's going on. So in this case, I think there really is an actual very good benefit to the rear view camera, okay? So let's go ahead and take the 2019 for a ride, and we'll talk about some of the differences. So, you know, you're sitting here looking at the car and you're going, Brandon, are you sure you switched cars? And I'm here to assure you, yes, I did switch cars. They do look exactly the same on the inside, which isn't a bad thing. If you got a good thing, don't mess with it. And there are some really good things. The seats are slightly different. I am sitting in a Recaro seat. Is it better? Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it's a matter of opinion. It wraps around you a little bit more. I'm not a big guy, and even I feel it kind of snugging me a little bit. It's got an Alcantara center, suede center, which I think is nice, but it's a matter of personal opinion. And it's got the Recaro stitching, and you know, hey, it says Recaro. That's cool, right? Who says that's not a bad thing? Now, getting into the nuts and bolts of things. So we've got a couple of things that are different as well. Steering wheel. 2018 does go up and down, as you see here. However, in 2019, also telescoping. It gives you about, I don't know what the exact dimensions are, we'll call it 1.5 inches. About 1.5 inches movement. Is that a big deal? Well, I think it just depends on the person. Depends on how you're laid out. For me, got longer arms, not a big deal. I've got the steering wheel pushed all the way out anyway, and that's kind of where it is in the other car. So, you know, benefit-wise, hard to say. Rear view camera, putting it in reverse here, I think there is a benefit there. As I said before, you know, when I'm going ahead and I'm looking over my shoulder, the B-pillar definitely is there, and whether the top's up or down, it's still there. So the rear view camera does make a difference. And then finally, we'll slide over here, and as you can see, we have a 7,500 RPM rev limit. And for purposes of not incriminating myself, I won't be telling you if I hit that or not. But you can, and the car will do it, and that is the fun part about the change as well, because we have had a jump in horsepower. So the car has gone from 155 horsepower, 150 horsepower to a little over 180 with basically no change in torque. And what's happened is it makes it power in the higher RPM range. So let's take off and actually experience the fun part of that. Below 2,000 RPMs, you know, there's a slight difference. Doesn't have quite as much low-end punch as the 18, but that's not really all that surprising. They purposely did that to make the engine have more horsepower. They tuned it to go ahead and make it a little bit higher RPM. So between the two at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and give it another test, which is, I think, where the 19 begins to shine, because it is a little rev happy. Honestly, I think this right here is what would make me maybe want to spend a little extra money. And yeah, I'm probably going to spend the extra money and go with the 19, to be honest with you. It's just a fun engine. I can say that the extra power, gosh, that's really hard to beat. It's just an undeniable fact that sports cars with a little bit more rev-happy engines, they're just fun to do. So, fortunately, I'm going to end this video with doing one thing that I've been wanting to do for quite a while here, which is put this top down on an 83-degree day. And let's go have some fun. Anyway, come down and test drive the 2018 and the 2019 and see if everything I said makes any sense to you, or quite frankly, you just think it's complete bollocks. Anyway, have a good day.